time I'm in despair, I just speak this little prayer. God's light surrounds me, God's love enfolds me, God's power protects me. The presence of God watches over me. Wherever I am, God is. When the cold winds start to blow and they feed upon your door, every night will have its dawn. Hold this thought as you hold on. God's light surrounds you, God's love enfolds you, God's power protects you. The presence of God watches over you. Wherever you are, God is. We all hear the Spirit call. It's a small world after all, bound together and through this one common simple truth. God's light surrounds us, God's love enfolds us, God's power protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. God's light surrounds us, God's love enfolds us, God's power protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. And all is well.
Oh, thank you, Melissa. This is her first time here, and you're going to love her, and she already loves all of you, as we all do. So let's take a moment to begin with prayer. Let us know that truly, truly, this is the day that the Lord hath made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. The sun is shining, the Spirit is high, and all is truly well, on earth as it is in heaven. Amen and amen.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Unity of the Valley Spiritual Center here in sunny, pollen-ridden Vacaville, California. So welcome home. We invite you this morning to laugh, to cry, and to sneeze if you have to. I may, if you have had a week like I've had. And most of all, we just want you to feel loved and welcome, and we hope to see you again soon. And if you're joining us from home, we miss you. We'd like you to see you down here in our pews. And you all sang beautifully that opening song. Do you think the musician has a Unity background with those lyrics? I mean, so Melissa Olson is hiding back here, and she's been, she's been performing for many, many decades, but she's been with Unity churches for about 10 years and started out with our Unity brothers and sisters up at the Davis Church. So thank you for being here, Melissa. And thank you, Reverend Sonya Milton, for anybody that's been around longer than a year. You should know Reverend Sonya Milton. She's a frequent guest speaker in here and has been a pillar in the Unity community here in Napa and Solano counties. So welcome, Sonya Milton. And of course, we always like to welcome one of the most important persons in each and every Sunday service. It's a young person to come forward to light the Christ candle. So this morning, Sarah is going to come forward to light the Christ candle. You want to come up? And she was very excited to do it. Now she's looking like, what did I get myself into? Come on up, Sarah. This will be fun. Yeah, see, everybody's... Look, turn around so everybody. Look how beautiful she looks in this wonderful dress. Come on over here. Follow me, Sarah. She likes that. She likes the attention, huh? Well, Sarah, there's a reason why we ask a young person to light the Christ candle, because for those of us who are a little bit older, we know that true wisdom lies with 4-year-olds like yourself. And you want to blow that out? A little harder. See, your light is so strong we can't even blow it out, right? So we're going to put this light up here because you represent to all of us that inner Christ light that we know exists inside, but some of us forget. And when we see you, we instantly remember. So Sarah, stay up here with me because we're going to give you your own special blessing, okay? So everyone's going to repeat these words that are up on the board. Sarah, you are a beautiful child of God, perfect in every way. You are loved unconditionally, just the way you are. And if it's true for Sarah, it's true for each and every one of us. So repeat with me. I am a beautiful child of God, perfect in every way. I am loved unconditionally, just the way I am. Now, are there any other young people that want to come up here and join? Hey, come on up, Danica. And so I need everyone's help because we don't have a singer helping us with the song. Oh, yeah, go ahead. Everybody would like to see that. It's a purple elephant with a unicorn horn on it. So, yeah. Also has the inner Christ light within it as well. Look, everybody's got guests today. Toys. Wonderful. So as I was saying, I need your help because we don't have a singer to sing the Beautiful Child of God song, but we do have a track, so we're all going to sing very loud so that nobody has to hear me sing alone. Trust me on this one. So if we could play the music, and we're going to sing our children off to their Sunday classes. Okay, so we'll see you later. Thank you. And welcome again, everybody. If you're here for the first time after the service, we meet over in our social hall where we have some refreshments. If you have any questions about our spiritual community, just ask anybody. And if they don't have the answer, they'll find somebody who does have the answer. And each and every Sunday, we have our prayer chaplains here available to you. They're standing up in the back. They have these beautiful white stoles. Our chaplains are here to offer prayer, confidential prayer. If you have something weighing heavy on your heart or something joyous you'd like to celebrate, please seek them out. A couple of announcements. The Keys to the Kingdom is going to be starting Tuesdays on May 16th through June 27th. I think May's off in the distance, it's tomorrow, right? Couple of announcements that they wanted me to make is that if you're not able to attend this because of the times, they would like to know that because there's kind of low enrollment right now, and they think it's because of the early times. So if a later time would work better for you, if you'd let Marcy in the office know, and they can make some adjustments to the class times. In addition to the Keys to the Kingdom is mindfulness meditation, which begins Thursdays, May 11th through June 29th, from 10:15 to 11 a.m. And this one's going to be via Zoom, so you don't have to worry about whether or not you're able to make it down here into the sanctuary or social hall. And I also want to announce to you that next week is our annual, so I was going to say spring tea. It's a spring tea. Last year it was an autumn tea. Thank you. That's where I'm getting the confusion. So we have it. It's a wonderful event, and I don't know why I'm announcing this because it was sold out like very quickly. So you can't come. But I wanted you to know what you're missing so that next time we have a tea, you don't sit on your laurels and you get out there and you get a ticket right away. It's an event not to be missed. And it's going to be serviced by our wonderful Women of Unity. They do a fantastic job. And the Men of Unity are going to be the waiters and serving you. And you can't come because it's already sold out, but it's going to be wonderful. Another wonderful thing we do each and every Sunday is we say our statement of faith. So this is the real reason why we come here together each and every Sunday, is to make this true in our lives. So if you'd repeat with me the statement of faith that's up on the board. There is only one presence and one power in the universe and in my life, God the good. Now, Melissa's going to come up and bless us with her presence.
You're in the sun that shines upon my life, upon my life. You're in the sun that shines upon my life. You're in the sun that shines upon my life, upon my life. You're in the sun that shines upon my life. You're in the wind that blows my cares away, my cares away. You're in the wind that blows my cares away. You're in the wind that blows my cares away, my cares away. You're in the wind that blows my cares away. Hallelujah, thank you, Lord. Hallelujah, amen. Hallelujah, thank you, Lord. Hallelujah, amen. You're in the song that sings inside my heart, inside my heart. You're in the song that sings inside my heart. You're in the song that sings inside my heart, inside my heart. You're in the song that sings inside my heart. You are the source and center of my life, of my life. You are the source and center of my life. You are the source and center of my life, of my life. You are the source source and center of my life. Hallelujah, thank you, Lord. Hallelujah, amen. Hallelujah, thank you, Lord. Hallelujah, amen. Hallelujah, thank you, Lord. Hallelujah, amen. Hallelujah, thank you, Lord. Hallelujah, amen.
Thank you. Most of us agree that we come together like this because there's something happens when we come together. And especially over these last few years, that's been a real challenge for so many of us. Those of you who are watching from home or wherever, those of you here this morning. But the one thing we all have in common is there's something that happens with us, in us, for us when we I don't even know about the word worship because it just has connotations. When we know that we're one mind and we're focused on the same thing, even though we're so different and so diverse, this one thing, and there's so many names for this one thing. There's the Lord, there's God, there's Jehovah, there's Allah, so many names for this thing, this presence, this sparkling, energetic movement of life. Charles Fillmore, one of the co-founders of the Unity Movement, talked about love as that harmonizing energy of the universe. And I think of this thing, this God, this love, this whatever we want to call it. And so many of us were raised in places where it was sort of given to us how to think about it and how to worship it and how to sing about it and where to go and how to do. I was thinking this morning as Hal and I were driving here, I had this remembrance that I don't think I've remembered when I was like 5 or 6 years old. Now, I worship my grandmother. I thought she was the smartest, most perfect person in the world. And I agreed with everything. Grandmother, granddaughter, somewhere here? Grandson, our grandson, by the way. Our grandson, Stuart, by the way, is here, which is wonderful. Embarrass him. I was remembering this morning how my mind was melded with her mind. Everything she said I believed, I agreed with, more than so with my parents. But there was this one moment where when I realized that I had a different thought than she did. And it was so impactful because I thought that was reality. And it was really confusing because there was this different reality all of a sudden. And I didn't even realize it was my own voice or my own mind. That took forever. I think maybe it's still going on. I'm getting that. But how unique each one of us is. How marvelous, how blessed that we have our own minds, that we can decide where to put our attention. That's one of the wonderful things about the Unity Movement. We're taught that we can't change much, but we can change how we think about things. We can change our attitude. I know that when I walked in here this morning, and every single time I've been walking in these doors for 22, 23, 24, 25 years, wow, something opens up. And I've worked in lots of different ministries, but there's something about this one. All of them are good, but there's something about this one that feels so home to me, and I was so excited that I got to be here. I think I've spoken once since pandemic when you started back again, and that was odd. I remember you had the plexiglass thing, and because of my height, the hinge was right in front of my face, and it was like. So I'm just glad we're breathing together however we want or need to, and that we continue throughout the service and afterwards in our social hall when we're visiting with each other, that we respect each other's boundaries and take care of ourselves as we do and as we can. And everything's always so perfect here. But when I came in, there's always water by my seat. And I came in and I said, Warren, there's usually water there. You know, within 2 seconds, he had the water here and he'd even unscrew the cap. And that wasn't even his job, but he's like that kind of guy. There's something about those of us that are just there and show up. And we all show up, and in very special and unique ways. So, hi. I'm so glad to be here. So I was so uplifted the moment I walked in the door. Now, do you feel that way? I mean, that's why else, do you want to get out of bed and schlep all the way over here? There's something about this, and I don't even know what to call it, group think or whatever it is, but there's something about this oneness, this palatable energy that brings us together and keeps us together. Now, this is very interesting for me this morning because I made like 3 notes. Because what I want to talk to you about is what it's like to misplace yourself. Because I, for quite a while now, had misplaced myself. I didn't know where I was, so I was reactive and stressed and crazy and pushed people away and was trying to manage and be ahead of everything that was coming so I wouldn't mess anything up. And that is exhausting and useless. It's useless, I mean, so you forget something, which I do a lot more these days. There's a Hafiz poem, saying, a Persian poet from long, long ago. And he says, fear, because that's what really drives that anxiety, is fear is the cheapest room in the house. Fear is the cheapest room in the house. I'd like to see you living in better conditions. So how many of us feel like we are living out of that place of fear and anxiety more than we'd like to be? Yeah. And what's the antidote? Charles Fillmore wrote, I loved his writings. They're just so in the language of his time. He would say, fear is false evidence appearing real. Now, of course, you want to be afraid if a bear is coming at you or a tiger or, cars. But there's something about trust. Trusting in this one presence, one power, God, Allah, love, whatever it is. There's something about knowing that God is always guiding. Now, I had the good fortune of not growing up with any religion, which kept me very open to lots of things. And being a child of the 60s, I did lots of things, My lovely husband, Reverend Hal Milton, I'm so glad he's here with me today, here with us. So I'm careful, but I didn't meet him till I was like in my early 30s, so there was a lot that happened before that he doesn't even know about. So I explored and looked, and when I look back, I remember there was one little sentence of religion. And I was raised, as I've shared with you before, in a secular Jewish home, so I had all the food and the guilt, but I didn't get the religion part particularly. And my mother would say, in her magnificent way, the way she showed up, was, it loves to happen. It loves to happen. And that's that it that I talk about. It loves to happen. Well, what is it loving to happen? What is God guiding? It's this unfolding and this looking. So let me back up now a little bit. And probably you know this, but I'm going to tell you something else first, which is because of the way life has been for me lately and different from all of you, I find it very difficult right now to focus and to even read. I think I'm more focused in this moment than I've been in a while because I'm getting to do what I do, but I haven't been able to do it, As you know, 9 years ago, Hal had a stroke, which was very, in fact, this is the last place he spoke before he had a stroke. And it was traumatic. And for him, for us, and he's just an amazing, he was a football player and a coach, and he just brought himself back or forward to who he is now with speech training, because he couldn't speak for a while, all sorts of things. And so we kind of adapted to that, and a little worried, but adapted to that. Then a year ago yesterday, he had another stroke. And that changed things again. And since that second stroke, I've been like this. So watchful, so fearful, so concerned. And then on New Year's Eve, this last New Year's Eve, Hal had a serious fall down. I told him I was going to talk about it, but nothing really personal. He fell down an entire flight of stairs in the middle of the night. And because of who he is and the body he has, he broke a cervical vertebra and his shoulder in 2 places. And the healing process went as it should. He was 3 months in a neck brace. But because of who he is, the bones lined up. He didn't break a hip. He didn't hurt a nerve. But just there's been a lot of recovery. And he's just recently out of that neck brace. So that really threw me crazy. And I was been really, really crazy. So much that a friend said, "You are intolerable. Don't your other friends tell you that? You're intolerable." And that was the nicest thing she said. Really, I mean, it's friendships have changed, life has changed, I have changed. And so very recently, Hal and I made an agreement. I needed some time away. I needed to be by myself because I wasn't ever with myself. I might have been alone occasionally, but I had so much always to do and to worry about and be concerned about, which was mainly Hal's well-being. And I was scared, and he was scared. And I know many of you have dealt with similar things because that's what life brings us. So just recently, we had a little respite. He had some respite, and I had some respite. 2 weeks. And it's just been a week now that we're kind of back. And I've recovered myself. And it's awesome. Because I was scared that I never would. I was afraid, and Carolyn has been such a great support. We text, she sends me notes, she calls, you really know who shows up for you in the ways you need, which is not the ways people think you need. I didn't need to hear, well, you've been preparing for this for a long time. I don't need to hear that. Don't ever say that to anybody. Empathy and compassion. And so through some detoxing and clean eating and exercise, meditation, I went, oh, I'm still here. And I'm the same I've always been. I've learned some things and I've grown in certain ways, but I want to keep this going. It's not static. It's not what happened. It's what's happening. It's what's forward. It's God Godding in all the ways that God gods. It loves to happen. And so I've been much more mindful. I've gotten back to more of a regular meditation practice. I still have a hard time focusing enough to read, and I'm a reader. That's a real loss for me. I'm a reader. When I was a kid, it'd be sometimes a book a day. I mean, that's how I learn. That's how I've educated myself, more so than any formal education. So that's kind of a loss, but I think it's going to come back, and that's okay. But it's all okay. In the meantime, we're aging and our own memories are going and things are happening to our own bodies. But that sort of calmed down because even preparing for today, I knew that I could not write a lesson and send slides in. I just knew that wasn't going to happen. So I knew this was the perfect place to kind of start with this new me, which is, I'm just going to speak. And Melissa and I were talking about that because she was asking me, wanting to, because we've worked together before, gratefully, what songs I thought. And I said, hey, you're a professional and I'm a professional. I just trust that. And I trusted, and I was so excited because I didn't know what I would say. And here I am, and I'm saying it. Because that's all I can do is meet each moment. And even yesterday, there were things it's like, no, I know I can't like write something down, but this call or this note or this email I have to send, is that taking me towards tomorrow morning? And that was really interesting. Even last night when there was things, or Hal asked about something, I said, not now. Now I'm moving towards today, so I have all of me present. I'm rested, and I'm nourished, and I'm loved, and so I could come with all of me here without that scattered stuff. Because I'm a hummingbird anyway. I don't do things in a linear way. I do a little over here and a little over there, a little over there, and then I can bring it all together. But I can't do one thing and finish it and the next thing and finish it. Who can? What woman can do that? Anyway, that was a little sexist, excuse me. But we all have the different ways that we operate to get done what we need to get done. And I was afraid that if I didn't stay on top of it, and on top of it, everything would fall apart. Everything fell apart anyway. I fell apart, Hal fell apart, our family fell apart, and it's just we're continuing to fall apart and come back together again. When things fall apart, Pema Chodron's book, I love her titles. You don't even have to read the book. When things fall apart. What happens when things fall apart? They fall apart, and then something else comes back together, and they fall apart. Helping me a lot is history. Historical events. It's like it did this, and then it did that, and it did this. We had a wonderful event here, I don't know, maybe in January, February? Who was here then? For the, when was that? Anyway, it was it was a key leader event we had in the social hall, and we had this incredible woman talk to us about diversity. And she gave us such a historical perspective on racism and diversity and all those things that have gone south ever since. That gave me such a better window in what greed and power hungry people do, and yet at the same time, we're still here, being who we are and doing what is ours to do. Along the way, I've written something down. Let's see if I have something to share with you. That's not, well, I do have a poem. And we had a little miscommunication, so it didn't. We didn't get a slide on it. But this is "I Am There," James Dillard Freeman. And this poem, I think, is the one that went to the moon. Is that right? This went to the moon and is still there or not. Everything's still here or still there or not. "I Am There" by James Dillard Freeman, and I think I'm sure it's somewhere in your library or somewhere online. And it really speaks to me. Do you need me? I am there. You cannot see me, yet I am the light you see by. You cannot hear me, yet I speak through your voice. You cannot feel me, yet I am the power at work in your hands. I am at work though you do not understand my ways. I am at work though you do not recognize my works. I am not strange visions. I am not mysteries. Only in absolute stillness beyond self can you know me as I am. Only in absolute stillness. That still, small voice. In more current translations of Scripture, in the New Revised Standard version, it doesn't call that moment that Elijah had the still small voice. It calls it the sound of sheer silence. The still small voice, the sound of sheer silence. Because that's the only way to take those moments and remembering who and what you are. Only in absolute stillness, beyond self, can you know me as I am, and then but as a feeling and a faith. Yet I am there, yet I hear, yet I answer. See, I forgot. I don't say I forgot. I misplaced my faith. I misplaced my knowing that God is always guiding, that it loves to happen. I misplaced that. Because the minute I'm in my place, whatever's next will appear and I'll handle it. You know, how far forward can you go? I mean, all that scheduling still, there's a lot of scheduling. But this week, next week I may be like, but I won't be. I'm meeting things as they appear and meeting it as it appears, and then I know what is mine to do. And the same for you. It's for you too. You know that. When you need me, I am there. Even if you deny me, I am there. Even when you feel most alone, I am there. Even in your fears, I am there. Even in your pain, I am there. I'm there when you pray and when you do not pray. I am in you and you are in me. Only in your mind can you feel separate from me. For only in your mind are the mists of yours and mine, you and me, them and me. Only with your mind can you know me and experience me. Empty your heart of empty fears. When you get yourself out of the way, I am there. You can of yourself do nothing, but I can do all, and I am in all. Though you may not see the good, good is there, for I am there. I am there because I have to be, because I am. Only in me does the world have meaning. Only out of me does the world take form. Only because of me does the world go forward. That creative process begins with the word. It becomes with a thought. Only in me does the world have meaning. Only in me does the world take form, and then to go forward. Mind, idea, action. That's it, isn't it? Mind, idea, action. I remember that because it's so brilliant in the great mind, in my grandmother's mind, in cosmic mind, in God mind. We can grasp an idea because that's where ideas come from. In a lot of meditation practice, we're told, when you're thinking, it's not that thinking is bad, that thinking, then come back to your breath. I never think that's thinking. I think it's just monkey mind going, an authentic thought is something different. You know that discernment? There's I got to do this and I got to go there, and afterwards I want to remember and I got to do it. There's that, which is which is always going. It's that computer, always going. And then there's the aha. Like my aha, that I just needed to stand here and be with you and speak from my heart and my experience. And remember that I have experience. I got my certificate. I was ordained in 1991 as a unity minister. When I first went there for my CEP, for my, the prerequisites is when I met Carolyn. And I thought, Vacaville? Where the hell is Vacaville? Because I had come from Santa Barbara. And then we went to East Tennessee because we thought we'd make a big difference there. And we kind of limped back to California. Though you may not see the good, good is there, for I am there. I am there because I have to be, because I am. Only in me does the world have meaning. Only out of me does the world take form. Only because of me does the world go forward. I am the law on which the movement of the stars and the growth of living cells are founded. I am the love that is laws fulfilling. I am assurance. I am peace. I am oneness. I'm the law that you can live by. I am the love that you can cling to. I am your assurance. I am your peace. I am one with you. I am. Though you fail to find me, I do not fail you. Even when you fail to find me, even when you're looking around, even when I'm like, out here, I got to manage, I got to do, I got to fix, I got to manage. I, the Spirit, within and without, because we're not non-dualistic, remember? There's no God and then me. We're kind of this continuum, all of us and Spirit. That's the new word, is non-dualistic. That's what we are. Though you fail to find me, I do not fail you. Through your faith in me, though your faith in me is unsure sometimes, my faith in you never wavers. Because I know you, because I love you, beloved, I am there. I am here. I am there. I'm everywhere. Here, there, and everywhere. Remember that? The Beatles? That was Helen and my first dance at our wedding. Here, there, and everywhere. So, phew. And then I want to share a little bit from a poem by Donna Falls. Delve deeper. You are divinity, the vast and open sky of spirit. It's the light of God, the ember at your core, the passion and the presence, the timeless, deathless essence of you that reaches out and touches me. Who you are transcends fear and turns suffering into liberation. Who you are is love, right? God is good all the time. Those of us who are Unity True students sometimes are labeled as just positive, positive, positive. You never look at the shadow, It's all the same thing, It's all that ebb and flow and the in and out, and I'm suffering and then I'm not suffering, and it just keeps moving. It's when we grab onto one of those things and stick with it, positivity, negativity, any of it, and then are blind to all the colors of the rainbow, the colors of spirit, the colors of God always guiding. That's when we get kind of messed up. So, my good friends, people here at Unity of the Valley, it's such a blessing always to be with you, because being with you brings out something in me. I heard a writer once say, he writes so he knows what he's thinking. Well, I speak like this so I know what I'm thinking, and I know more about who I am. And my hope and blessing is that just in our time together, you're discovering more of who you are. For truly, you are the light of spirit, of love, expressing completely. You're completely unique. You're completely beautiful. You are who you are. And all these changes and stresses that we're going through, kind of the toll the last couple of years took on us in so many different unexpected ways, we move forward from that. We look different. We feel different. Our lives are different. And yet here we are, in peace and in joy and in unity. Namaste. Blessing. Peace is all we know. And so we take some time now for our quiet inner time, for meditative time. So I invite you to gently settle yourselves more comfortably in the seat beneath you, perhaps on crossed legs, take things off your lap, and just take a few breaths that bring you clearly to this moment, right here, right now. And notice if there's anywhere in mind and body that you just want to say, peace is all I know. Peace, let it go. Let me just be here with myself in the midst of all this love and beauty. Peace, be still. And in this place of connection deeply within yourselves, I invite you to bring to mind somebody that is very easy for you to love. Just when you behold this person in your mind's eye, you just are filled with joy and love. And as you behold this lovely person that you just love so much, inwardly say to this person, may you be happy. May you be free of suffering. May you be happy. May you be free from suffering, and just see that energy surrounding this person as they go forward into the next phase, the next piece of their day and of their lives. Notice that compassion that flows from your heart in this moment. And now, bring to mind someone a little more neutral. It might not even be somebody you know, somebody you admire at a distance, a person outside of your everyday circle, or somebody you know slightly from the store or from your workout or from anywhere, but that you just have a mild, loving regard for, even though you don't know them that well. And as you behold this person in your mind's eye, say to this person, may you be happy. May you be free from suffering. May you be happy. May you be free from suffering. And again, notice your heart opening as you surround this person with your loving energy. And now bring to mind someone that might be challenging for you to be open-hearted towards. Someone who's a relationship with a person that's a little more difficult for you. Behold them in all their beauty, for they too are a child of God. And say to this person, may you be happy. May you be free from suffering. May you be happy. May you be free from suffering. And notice how your heart wants to open and surround this person with your love and compassion. And now behold yourself. And say to yourself, may you be happy. May you be free from suffering. May I be happy. May I be free of suffering. And just release all of this into the ethers, into that God presence and spirit, knowing and affirming that all is well in God mind. For truly, in a grand way, In an unfathomable way, all things are working together for the highest good. In a grand, grand scale, for that is the only way we can bring this into manifestation in our hearts and in our lives. And so now gently and lovingly and mindfully, allow your breaths to deepen, your exhales to deepen, your mind to be present in this very moment, and gently and lovingly allow your eyes to open slowly, slowly, slowly. For all is truly well. Amen and amen.
Peace is all I know. Peace is all I know. In this moment I am whole. Peace is all I know. In this moment I am whole. Peace is all I know.
Well, thank you, Reverend Sonya, for a powerful meditation. And I was also really pleased that I could only think of one person that kind of irritated me enough that I had to bring in my awareness. You know, sometimes I'm like, well, which one do I pick? Another way that God is always guiding is by teaching us that we can give without giving up of ourselves. And so it is that we have our ushers come down because it's that time where we give in faith and we give in confidence that all our needs are always met and we can give without giving up. And there are so many ways that you can give to our spiritual community. You can give by texting. It's a lot of fun. Look at this lady's face. She's having a blast by giving to Unity of the Valley. You can go to our website. There's a big donate button that you can push. Or you can take something in your hand during this time and go through the blessing that we're all going to do together as you hold it in your heart, in your mind. Together, God's love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am and have, all that I give and receive. I am grateful.
Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This beautiful, this beautiful, this beautiful day. This beautiful, this beautiful, this beautiful day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends. Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. My wonderful, my wonderful, my wonderful friends. Thank you for your love, Spirit. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your love, Spirit. Thank you for your love. Your powerful, your powerful, your powerful love. Your powerful, your powerful, your powerful love. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. This healing, this healing, this healing day. This healing, this healing, this healing day.
Yeah, thank you, Melissa Olson. It was fun having you here today. We hope you join us again soon. So now that we've given our tithes, time, treasure, talent to our beautiful community, let's affirm that all of our needs are always met in God present. So if you join me with the words that are up on the wall, the inexhaustible resource of spirit is equal to every demand. There is no reality in lack. Abundance is here and now manifest. So I'm going to invite everybody to stand as you're able, and we're going to hold hands or pretend to hold hands as Melissa is going to lead us in the peace song. And we'll just take a minute to let them kind of gather. I can.
Thanks.
Now that I know I'm godding.
Wherever we are, God is. We are one holy family. We celebrate our oneness and honor our diversity. And as we go out into this day, as I go out into this day and this week, please affirm with me. As I go out into this day and this week, God is always Godding.
All right.
And so invite you to join us in here, the social hall, for refreshments and greetings, honoring each other's boundaries, and of course, making eye contact with at least 3 people. God is good.